Ready for a spooky, speedy, phantastic platforming action because it's time for a New Game Plus no out of bounds run of Pumpkin Jack with the amazing Jaxler. Take it away.
All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope you're having a great GDQ so far. I'm going to be running Pumpkin Jack for you folks tonight, and I am joined by two of my lovely friends on the co-commentary. If you'd like to introduce yourselves.
Sure.
Hi there, my name's...
You go ahead. You go ahead.
All right, fine. Hi, my name's Ruby. You can call me CorundumCore. My pronouns are she, they, and I'm going to be doing commentary.
And hello, I'm Bryonato. You can use any pronouns for me, and I'm also commentating. I'm taking up my usual I haven't seen this run before role, and I'm super stoked to get my mind blown.
And lastly, I am Jaxler, he, him pronouns for me, and I'll be the one doing the run. So if you've never seen this, actually before I go into commentary mode, we had a very competitive bid war for the costume selection that I'm going to be using for the run. Could we get confirmation on what was picked by the donators, Charbonnet?
Absolutely, it was a close race, but Buzzard is the winner. And that was with over $4,000 raised for charity to pick the costume for this run. So thank you so much, everyone.
That is an obscene amount of donations. Wow. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me that before we even started, we got to raise a bunch of money for a great cause. That's mind-blowing. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that. Okay, Pumpkin Jack. So this, if you've never seen this game before, this is a 3D indie action platformer that was released in 2022 by pretty much a solo dev with a couple other people working on the game. It's a really cool little run. The art style is kind of hat and tie inspired, with gameplay sort of inspired by the medieval games from the PS1 era. If you don't know what either of those two things are, don't worry about it. This is a really fast-paced 3D platformer run, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it regardless. But before we actually begin the run, I just want to explain what the category means specifically to this game. So this is a New Game Plus run, meaning that I will be starting from level select on a fully completed file. What this means is I'll have all the game's weapons unlocked from the start. Normally you get one at the end of each level, but in this I'm going to have all of them at the start, so that's going to unlock some really broken movement tech that I'll be using throughout the run. Additionally, this is a no out-of-bounds run, which we'll kind of explain the details on that as we get further in, but in general I'm going to be staying within the boundaries of the level for the entirety of the run. Out-of-bounds glitches can let you basically go straight to the end of certain levels and sequences and stuff, so this lets us see more of the game and really put into practice a lot of the cool movement tech stuff. But yeah, so the very beginning of this run is very movement heavy. I'm going to have to be quiet in order to focus on execution, so I'm going to throw it off to CorundumCore for the first bit of commentary, but time is going to start when I gain control of my character. So you're going to see Pumpkin Jack here in the opening cutscene coming crashing out of the sky, and then the timer will officially start around 4 seconds after we make contact with the surface. So we'll get ready on time, and then I'll throw it over to CorundumCore. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so right off the bat, we're gonna see some movement in the form of rolling and orb boosting. Orb boosting is why we do New Game Plus. So the orb is the final weapon that you unlock in the game, and if you do a double jump and an attack, you do this dive bomb. If you open the menu to cancel the landing lag, you can actually keep that momentum going forward with a bunny hop, as you saw right there. And so we're just going to be using that in a lot of places to go even faster than we would be able to go in a true, like, any % run.
The Titanfall speedrunner to me, my ears perked up when I heard bunny hop, so I'm all in. I'm all in already.
Yeah.
You're going to love this run then.
Yeah. I mean, my ears picked out too, but that's just because I like bunnies. I know it's not related, but it makes me happy.
Very on brand. Okay, that's a 45-second going into this cutscene. That's pretty good. My fastest into there is 39 seconds. So that's pretty good movement so far, even though it might have been looking like I was flubbing some of the movement a little bit. This movement tech that I'm doing is very, very precise in order to jump off the ground properly, because I have to time a jump after coming out of the menu. So you may see me mess it up sometimes. It's still fast to try to go for it over and over until I actually get the speed that I need. But speaking of speed, we're going to be seeing a new speed tech coming up in just a moment called a lamp boost. Ruby, if you'd like to take over.
Yeah, totally. So a lamp boost is basically where you destroy a lamp while you're standing on it. It will expand and then shrink down, which will be able to push you forward. depending on where you're standing.
Whoa.
Oh, that was a great one. So now we're going to be doing what's called a menu lamp boost, which was recently discovered, where you open the menu, which slows down time and stacks the speed that you get. Oh, that was so good.
Okay,
no,
so that's fine.
downwards
That's
proxy.
fine. That's fine. So what happened there is something that happened there is called a downwards proxy, where the game thought I got stuck in something. So as a fail-safe mechanism, because I was flying into a solid surface at such a high speed, it either shoots you down or up. I got unlucky and got shot down, so I tried to preserve an extra jump. And using what's called an orb cancel in order to save myself, but I got an extra jump somewhere, so I couldn't orb cancel, so that's why I died. But no, regardless, if you hit that boost, you hit a checkpoint, which allows you to continue on as normal. So
okay.
I'm really glad I hit that.
I was trying to figure out how far back you got sent, because I was like, wait, I don't recognize this area yet. Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so now
even
we're
though
doing
I took that
a...
death, it's faster. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. We're doing a mini Jax section. Basically, we're just playing as Jack's head. There are a bunch of these in the run, but we actually skip all of them now. So it's...
Except for that one.
Yeah, that's the only one that we see. And now we're going into the barn section. The barn has a little bit of orb boosting movement and then an escape sequence. So there's going to be these kind of lower areas that are like fight arenas that you're supposed to fight your way through. But if you just go along these beams at the top and do some orb boosting, you get to go a lot faster.
That's not going to
That's okay. We're going to do a backup.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
That backup is deceptively hard.
Yeah, nice recovery
if you
there.
grab in the long place, you actually bonk your head on the ceiling. So you have to space yourself accordingly.
You have a gun?
I do have a gun.
Okay.
That is a shotgun.
Yep. Yeah. It's probably my favorite weapon in the game. It's amazing. It feels great to use. We're going to be using a lot in combat segments because it's actually even though it's a shotgun, it has a relatively narrow cylinder spread, which actually goes pretty far compared to our other weapons. So this would probably be a really good time during the escape sequence to talk about slopes if you want to go into that, CC.
Yeah, totally. So basically, anytime you're on level ground or a downward slope, you're going to want to be orb boosting. Anytime you're on an upward slope, you're going to want to be rolling. That's because Jack's hitbox is kind of like a pill shape, a cylinder with two hemispheres on the top and bottom. So if you try and do an orb boost on an upward slope, you're actually going to hit the ground more often and lose a lot of speed due to friction, because friction is really, really high in this game.
So when it comes to friction, so with friction being really, really high and then also doing B-hops, like, is that why you're slowing down with the with the circular menu before to time? Okay, and then
so it's to time the jump, right? So
right.
Whenever I have that menu open, it slows down like the rate of like physics happening.
Okay.
So it actually it's a very tight frame window to get the jump that's the highest speed. So it lets you kind of narrow down that frame, if that makes sense.
Do any runners, I mean, what about like scroll wheel inputs? Like, is that a thing in this game, especially for something like B-hopping?
So I've never actually tried doing it, but you don't want to do it for B-hopping in this game. And the reason why is because you have a double jump. And you can cancel your first jump into a second jump immediately. And that's something I actually do intentionally in some places to control height so I land on a surface faster. But in terms of orb boosting, what that means is that I actually am in the air for less amount of time, which means I have to bunny hop again. And even if your bunny hops are perfect, you're always going to lose some speed to friction. So it's really important that I maintain height while doing it.
Right, okay.
So right now we're in the first boss. You'll notice that during this kind of shockwave attack, we're actually not taking any damage. That's a quirk of this game. If you're standing still during a shockwave attack, you just don't take damage from it, which is going to make some of the later fights really trivial. And if you've played this game casually, you're going to hate the last fight.
Okay, sub 430 fields, that's really good.
That is really good.
Is that just like an oversight or?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a reason why it happens. The dev explained it to me once, and then I promptly forgot because I don't have a lot of room in this dome for anything other than orb boosting. So there's a good explanation for it. I don't remember it.
I call that speedrun. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that this level gets kind of interesting when it comes to orb boosting because this platforming in this level is a lot more vertical. and there's a lot more gaps where there's just nothing I can orb boost off of. So you're gonna see me doing like spots where I get into high areas of terrain and then orb boost off the top of that to keep all of my speed. But that was a good chain, nice.
We're also about to see Bomb 1 skip, which is a mini Jack section skip. So we're going to do what's called a menu jump. Basically, like Jack said earlier, the physics actually slow down, but the check to see whether you've been on the ground long enough to get a double jump does not slow down. So you're able to climb walls that look pretty much completely vertical as long as they have very small slopes for us to be able to touch the ground on. Another thing about the in-game timer that you see in the top left is that it slows down with everything that you do with the menu, and so it's on all platforms and it makes runs competitive on all platforms. It's really cool and a really great thing by the devs.
Yeah, it cuts out loads, it cuts out cutscenes, and the reason why that's really helpful is it makes it so that skipping through text isn't a mashing contest in this game. So this game is like really, really accessible. And all the controls are fully rebindable, so like you can do the tech in a way that is a lot more comfortable depending on what your needs are. So we're in a bit of an auto scroller segment here where we're literally on rails. So Charbonnet, this would be a really great time for like 3 or 4 donations if you got anything.
Oh, absolutely. We have $50 from Sapphire in Pink, who says, Hey, Jaxler, it's always a treat to see you running at GDQ and showing off some of the most fun games and interesting speed games I've never heard of. GL Gamer, go fast, smiley face.
Thank you, Sapphire.
We also have $100 from Hoju, who says, Cold night, warm blanket, lots of speedruns, and a will to beat cancer. Keep up the amazing work, everyone. Loving Pumpkin Jack. We also have $25 from Dino Socks, who says, closing in on the end of the night? Do we need a $5 train? I'll start with 5 of them. Chat, I think a $5 train would be awesome. A $5 train for 500k sounds perfect.
I agree. Ruby, can you explain what I'm doing right here? This is a little tricky.
Yeah, so basically we're doing some menu jumps to escape a platforming section that's over on our left right now. So we're basically supposed to loop around, but instead we're skipping that entire platforming section and getting to the upper part of this level.
All right, gonna see me do another lamp boost here, this time with the scythe. So with lamp boost in this game, this is awkward. Okay, I'll take the tree bunk.
That is so sick.
So lamps can give you a lot of different speeds depending on a whole bajillion different factors. Every lamp is kind of its own little special lamp. Everyone kind of has slightly different positionings and properties and stuff. So I swapped to a different weapon there than you saw me do the previous non-menu lamp boost. It's a real mouthful. In order to manipulate it such that I have a very specific amount of speed. Now we're coming into probably the trick I am the most nervous for, Minecart 2 skip.
Yeah, so Minecart 2 skip has been known for the out-of-bounds category for a while, but actually yesterday, one of our runners in Glitch Hunters Extra found a no out-of-bounds version for it.
Yesterday.
So we're going to be going for that here,
Yeah,
literally yesterday, Sunday.
It saves a minute.
It saves about a minute, so it's worth going for, even if we miss it like once or twice. So hopefully first try,
yes,
you're a god.
That was the only thing I was practicing in the green room
That
earlier.
is so, yeah. Dude, it looked just like when you were practicing it too. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was so nervous for that trick. That trick requires 2 very high-speed orb boosts in order to clear the gaps. Otherwise, you fall to your death, and you have to start both of them over.
If I can ask a question real quick.
Sure.
Why do lamps even function like that? Like, I don't understand why you were using a lamp to get a boost. Like, I understand what the lamp is doing, but I don't know why it's doing that. I'm very confused.
Here, give me just a second I'll do one on a ladder here. I don't know if it's going to be super apparent. Nice. That's really hard.
What
the? Actually, we'll talk about it. Can we wait until Swamp? That's a great question, but there's a lot going on here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yes. So we just activated a checkpoint, then we reload from checkpoint in order to get back onto ground. It is technically inbounds because we're standing on top of something that we would normally be walking through. The rules for inbounds and out of bounds are a little janky for this community, but we really basically decided on what is fun to do.
Yes, I'm 100% a believer in that. Arbitrary categories forever.
Yes, and now we're doing a series of menu jumps to do minecart 3 skip here. It's a little bit difficult because it's really easy to proxy on this tree. If you're familiar with Spyro games, basically when you get stuck on geometry, the game tries to force you to jump. That was a pretty quick menu jump. And now we are on our way to skipping not only minecart 3, but also the boss of this level. So we just got to do an orb boost over here, and we will hit the end of the level.
I might not do enough. Okay, I can hit it from there.
Nice.
I think that, yeah. Oh, wow. That was really close to not working. Woo! I'm not gonna lie, this pace right now is kind of cracked.
Yeah.
That is a 9:45 out of the second one.
I
think this is the fastest pace I've ever been on. I'm actually. Well, we're gonna see that like kind of convulsing on itself soon, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got a couple of lamp boosts here. To answer your question, Brian, the reason why they work is because whenever you damage a lamp, it wiggles back and forth. And that wiggle back and forth is what's pushing Jack when he gets the speed boost, right? So you can kind of see when I slow down here, it wiggles back and forth. And then...
Oh! Yeah. My God. Okay. So the lamp wiggling back and forth is just a fun kind of like flavor thing that happens within the game world. Like that's the only.
It's an animation thing.
That's amazing.
But
it's just like one of the most important pieces of speed tech. That's so sick. This is the ultimate GDQ meme game. I just realized. Yeah. Like between the lamps and the orbs. Oh my God.
All right, so we're coming up on another segment here. I'm going to go for some kind of risky orb boosts here. I'll back off a little bit and do some speed control if I need to.
Are you also going to do the print screen spam here?
No, because I hit so that's a bit of tech that got found not too long ago, where you can mash print screen to lag the game, and it can cause some weird physics things to happen and save time.
What the hell?
Can you explain Big Ugly?
Yeah, so basically, okay, this is going to take a couple tries. Basically, we're skipping a fight here that is really annoying because enemies can also damage the items in the terrain, like the boxes and the lamps and the ladders and everything. And if an enemy destroys the lamp instead of you, you don't get the speed boost. But we got it there and got an incredible menu lamp boost.
Whew. So I was attempting to do something called an orb cancel there. Essentially, we take the dive bomb part of orb boosting, and in that moment, when you start up the dive bomb, it zeroes out all of your velocity. So I can actually use that as a method of speed control. However, I almost died for it because I landed on something midair, which made me give me an extra jump, so I couldn't dive bomb. So that was a little scary.
So now we are doing horse 1 skip. Basically, we're supposed to go collect a mushroom for the stagecoach driver, but instead we're just going to steal his horse. We're not entirely sure if that's a dev trigger or if it's where the trigger gets moved up to until you complete that little side ranching area. But right now we're basically in kind of a semi-auto scroller. You can speed it up a little bit by taking tighter jumps, but now is a fantastic time for any donations or plugs that you have, Charbunny.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. We have $15 from the aptly named Lamp Fan, who says, came for Charbunny, stayed for the lamps.
Wow.
There's a lot of lamps.
Shout outs to Lamp Fan.
We also have $10 from Luke Force, who says, thank you, Jaxler, for running Pumpkin Jack, a game which has become a new tradition for me to play every Spooktober. Loving the tech. We'll donate $50 if you get a gramophone in the run for the dancing.
Oh,
did not know there were gramophones in this game.
So unfortunately, we're on a completed file that's already collected it, but we are going to go past a section with a gramophone, and I don't remember if like counts? Hopefully that counts.
Yeah, I don't think you can actually pick up gramophones on a completed file with all the collectibles, but I can supplement that 50 later. I got you covered.
Aww. What
we'll give it our best try.
What a guy.
We also have $10 from Technowitch, who says, love GDQ, but I rarely get to catch it live. Thankfully, I have the next few days off, so I get to catch all the speedrun hype. Here's to preventing cancer, 1 donation at a time. Thank you so much for that. Reminder, we're raising money for PCF Prevent Cancer Foundation. This is an excellent cause. Thank you so much to everyone who's already donated.
All right, and right into here, we're going into a really tricky strat. Ruby, take the wheel.
Yep, so we're basically trying to avoid a forced fight here, and Jax gets it first try, as per usual.
That's really scary.
Now we're going for another one. Jax's diabetes insulin monitor is going off in the background. Don't just ignore that.
Going in the horse too, my bad.
It's perfectly fine. So that was this is horse 2 skip, which has a much tighter window to get that horse riding trigger. That's okay. We can go for the backup.
Give me just a second of quiet time here. There we go.
There we go.
Good stuff,
Perfect.
dude.
Yeah, so that one is a little bit trickier. It looked like we were falling to our death there, but we actually just barely hit the cutscene trigger so that we don't die, which is great. Now we're in another basically auto-scroller section. So Charbunny, take it away again.
Back to you.
Oh, absolutely. We have $5 from Forrest, who says, $5 train for this good gourd boy. All the homies love Pumpkin Jack and love good causes even more. Let's go.
True.
Right, and we have $5 from Zoe, who says, continuing the $5 train. Great second day. Can we get to 500K? Oh, that was a rhyme. That was nice.
Let's go.
We also have $20 from Pumpkin, who says, does the $5 train sell tickets in bulk? Asking for a friend. I'd say it does. I think that works out. And we also have $5 from The Last Ditch, who says, taking the $5 train all the way to the half mil. And we have $5 from Natters, who says, getting on board the train. So thank you everyone who's buying a ticket onto this $5 train. We're definitely making progress. We're at $455,000. We can definitely make this happen.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna mention right now for all of you interested in getting your own ticket, we're gonna, after this next section of movement, we're gonna be coming up on a basically a boat auto scroller, and we're gonna have like tons of time for donations. So if you want a message read, you know what to do. Hit that $5 train. All right, gonna set up for another lamp boost right there. Good, I hit it. I was having a little bit of trouble with that one in practice. Into the mantle, nice. So that mantle there is a little reassuring because it cuts my speed so I don't accidentally bonk off into the water and die. I don't think we really mentioned this, but this level is really hard casually. And any level with water is, because similar to like the medieval games, if you touch water, like if you dip like a fraction of your toenail into the water, you will die. So it is very dangerous, especially in swamp, which is covered in water. This also happens to be the level that's like the most similar between New Game and New Game Plus speedruns, because even though you have out of bounds and no out of bounds runs, because even though you can go out of bounds, where would you go out of bounds here? You would just die in the water. You know, it's one of those kinds of things. Yeah, this is that boat segment I mentioned. So Charbunny, floor is yours. You got a couple minutes here.
Sounds awesome. We have $250 from Topo Gijo, who says, big money, big prizes. GDQ brings smiles and new games I've never seen before, like Pumpkin Jack. Keep it up. Thank you so much for that donation. We also have $15 from AOKB, who says, donating because the piano told me to, and because low-key 1,000 Miles was the first CD I ever bought. Chat, I'm not a piano. I don't know where this came from. I promise I am a human being. I exist in reality. I do not have piano keys. None of that. We have $15.93 from Zaki, who says, hi Jaxler, really enjoy the passion you have for speedrunning. I enjoyed your Scooby-Doo race and Spider-Man DS run in the past. I don't know their proper names. Thanks for being awesome. Also, I kind of want to start a 531 train. 3 tickets to the Final Fantasy VII remake, please.
Thank you so much for the kind words, Zaki. I appreciate it. Yeah, keep going. You gotta play
Still got. All right.
It's a long boat ride.
Will do. We have $100 from Bookworm42, who says, always happy to watch GDQ, especially when Charbunny is on the mic. Here's to a great week of speedruns. Oh, thank you, Bookworm. That's really sweet.
And sure.
We also, oh, thanks. We have $100 from D Slizzle, who says, have been absolutely loving AGDQ again this year. Thanks to all involved, whether running, commentating, hosting, behind the scenes, or donating. Also very impressed by the talking piano. Chat, really? Money goes towards bonus game number 3, Final Fantasy VII remake, since more games equals more GDQ. You know, I want to shout out someone else that you might not know is there behind the scenes. We have a whole donations team. The donations team is the first one to see all of the comments that you send in. If I see your comment and read it, know that it's already been read by multiple other people. They're the ones who are going to see everything. They appreciate everything that comes through. Can we get some comments donating to say hi to the donation checkers, please? That would make my heart so happy.
All right, and as we get to the boat ride, I'll just mention real quick, I finally turned my phone off. It didn't go off at all for the rest of Swamp that I heard, so I didn't even think to turn it back off, but sorry about that. So like CorundumCore mentioned, I am a type 1 diabetic, and that's my Dexcom on my phone letting me know that I have a high blood sugar because I'm very nervous, and that's what happens when I'm nervous. No, it's all good. I'll just fix it later.
You got this, buddy.
Go for it. You love this part.
Yeah, I love this part. Basically, this is the Lost Woods section, and Jax always freaks me out because he takes these corners really, really tight, and so we have an agreement that if he does die in the woods, he's going to donate $100, basically to prove a point. So if you're a fan of charity, I don't know, distract him in the chat or something.
I'm not looking at chat. I love you all, but this game is hard. I don't want to be a distracted driver.
I'm not sure if this is a distraction, but you know, I have a bunch of channel points riding on you completing this in under an hour RTA, just so you know.
Oh,
yeah.
There's a pull for it? Oh gosh. Mm-hmm. Oh, that was a really good orb boost. That was tight. So that was another one of those examples, kind of like I mentioned in the mines, where you start an orb boost up on a higher platform, and then you use that to go sailing through the air, so you don't have to worry about the geometry on the ground there. So we're losing our head. Do you want to explain what's happening here, Ruby?
Yeah, basically the sections that we skipped by stealing the horse, we were supposed to be collecting mushrooms so that they could make dinner for the stagecoach driver and his wife, the witch. But instead, we stole the horse, so it's almost justified that they're using our head as the last ingredient. But anyways, we need to get our head back. So we are on our way to the boss of this area, and we have a fantastic rendition of the William Tell Overture. I would say let's just sit here and listen to it, but I know that y'all have donated a lot of money to have your donations read, so Charbunny, take it away.
Absolutely. We have $25 from Wintermute22, who says, I highly suggest picking up Pumpkin Jack to anyone who wants to learn a very fun speed game with almost no RNG. Darn lamps. One of my favorites.
Yo, thank you, Wintermute. Sorry. Community member.
No, that's great. We have $25 from Freaky Reeky, who says, these lamp boosts are so cool and this commentary is so fun, I just had to donate.
Thank you.
And the lamp love doesn't stop there. We have $10 from Chibi, who says, I guess when Jaxler walked into a lamppost the other day, it was an enlightening experience.
Oh my.
People very much loved it.
I thought it was good, Brian.
We also have $25 from Teeth, who says, didn't know what Pumpkin Jack was before today, and now I might be a fan. Thanks for playing this, Jaxler, and good luck.
Thank you.
And we have $5 from Nito Burritos, who said, Hey Jaxler, good luck on the run. We're all cheering you on. And shout out to Bryonato on the couch. Remember to make good jumps and go fast.
Thank you, Nito.
All right. So this is probably the most technical boss that we're going into. There's 3 phases where we need to be destroying these eyes by knocking the green potion bottles into them. This first phase is pretty easy, but the second phase, there's just going to be so many different moving parts that Jax has to keep track of because we really don't have that much health. So right now we've got to destroy these whipping vines. Then we're going to see some vines that are rolling around. You have a little bit of iframes whenever you're rolling around. Sorry, invincibility frames every single time you roll. And we're also trying to avoid the whips from the stagecoach driver. There's just so many things going on that Jax is having to keep track of. Trying to get as many of those double hits as you can. And the third phase is arguably easier because the middle platform rotates, so it speeds up the process just a little bit as long as we get good RNG.
I'm using the sword here as well because it has a slightly larger hitbox than some of the other weapons, so it makes it a little bit more reliable to hit these green shampoo bottles into the eyes. I don't know, they look like green shampoo bottles to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there was that little line of dialogue at the start that said, make like shampoo and go for the eyes. So, you know, maybe they are.
And then we just get to beat them up.
Wow, look at you actually reading the dialogue in a game.
By the way, speaking of that dialogue, who is this crow? Who is this?
Oh, he's our friend. He's our servant.
Okay.
Yeah, we're kind of like an agent of the devil, and he gave us a crow as a familiar.
Yeah, we're the villain in this game. Surprise!
Oh, okay. I've been wondering this whole time, like, who is Pumpkin Jack? So, all right.
Yeah.
Satan.
I think he was like a famous criminal or like something like that who died and he was resurrected like to defeat the good in the world by the devil. That I like. This game has a very kind of fun little story like that.
Dang.
But,
Yeah.
All right. Take it over, Ruby.
Yeah, so this is a lot of people's favorite level casually, and it's also got some of the coolest tricks in the run. So right now we're getting to the walled city by doing a lamp boost. And we're a little bit low. Oh, no.
Oh, it went really reverse.
Almost saved it.
I was trying to save it with an orb cancel and then turn, but the input got eaten a little bit there because
That's totally fine.
Sometimes how orb canceling works. That's all good. You'll get to see it again.
Doesn't seem like the most
like-
punishing checkpoint Reaper either, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are some more punishing checkpoints to get hit by. Yeah. There we go.
All right.
Nice,
There we go.
Nice.
And so now we're just kind of making our way along here. You're not going to see as many orb boosts through this level because there's a lot of enemies, and attacks will actually lock on to enemies that are nearby, so we have to be really careful. But we are making our way to probably one of the coolest glitches in this game, which is Zombie Jack. So I'm going to be quiet for a little bit to help Jax hit it. Perfect. So what we did there was fall in the water at the same time that a cutscene was starting. So it activates the check that says that we're supposed to take damage and die from falling in the water, but we're invincible because we're in a cutscene. And so the game doesn't keep checking to see if we should take damage. So now we can just run in the water until we die again.
No
Which is gonna
way.
allow us to go through so much of this
No
section that
way.
you're not normally supposed to go through. So we're going to be doing a lot of menu lamp boosts, a lot of lamp boosts, and a lot of orb boosting.
I'm so glad I hit that. That is one of the hardest menu lamp boosts I
Damn, y'all
go
really
for.
got invincibility in this game. That's amazing.
Okay, well, actually, it's interesting you say that. It's not quite invincibility. I can still take damage from all the enemies and die. I just won't take damage from water anymore.
Environmental invincibility, we'll call it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Something else I noticed too is that it seems like the coyote time, or I guess like, like the ledge detection is like very generous in this game. Like you run off a ledge and you get your double jump, for a whole seems like 2 seconds later almost.
Yeah.
Maybe not 2 seconds, but yeah.
So you actually...
you get infinity. You have infinity coyote frames in this game,
Whoa.
believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah, so as long as you
you'll
fall off
actually
of the
see
ledge...
You'll see me use that in a couple places.
Oh, that's really cool. So you effectively
did
have
you
like
get
a
the
triple
object
jump going
reload?
off a ledge.
Yeah, I got object deload, so I'll reload checkpoint.
Okay, so basically what happened here is that we're seeing the visuals for objects, but their physical properties are not there, so we actually aren't going to be able to do lamp boosts or anything off of that until we reload checkpoint. So we just needed to get to the next checkpoint. We should be good to go, and we're able to do a menu lamp boost here that is really, really cool.
This is going to make this a little scarier, but it should still work.
You got this.
Yes.
Here we go. Man, you're like a Beyblade.
Nice.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, that one you don't even have to have Zombie Jack enabled for because it puts you right into that surface right there. It's a really nice setup.
But it does make it a little bit safer if you do have Zombie Jack, so we were a little bit lucky that we landed where we did. Now we're basically skipping these sections where we're supposed to push a minecart full of explosives into a wall to break it down. Instead, we're just going to be doing some menu jumps in the corners to make our way up to the second handcart section. Where's the first handcart section, you ask? We actually skipped that. This second handcart section used to be a lot easier because we could actually deload the enemies by doing the first handcart section fast enough, but since we skipped it completely, we do have to care a little bit more, but it's still basically an auto-scroller that we've got plenty of time for donations for.
Oh, awesome. We have $10 from Extra who says, "Hey Jaxler, me and the whole Pumpkin Jack community wish you good luck and all the best. You are doing a great job and the commentary is phenomenal as well. We are watching on Discord at the moment and enjoy the action greatly. You are awesome and Pumpkin Jack is awesome as well. Thanks to the developer for making it all happen. Also, thanks a lot AGDQ for having us and all the work you put in for a great cause."
Oh, thank you, Extra. Extra's the
Thank
one
you,
who found
Extra.
Minecraft 2 skip. And
Also Zombie Jack early.
And like literally everything.
Yeah, seriously.
Every community.
Definitely shout outs to Extra.
Every community needs like one of those, like the resident glitch hunter, the resident glitch goddess,
The German glitch god of pumpkin chat. Probably got time for one more before the boss.
Okay, we have $100 from Smoke, who says, I think this is a haiku, a pumpkin hit lamps, swung a scythe, and made them dance. Wait, what just happened?
Yeah.
That sounds accurate.
That sounds like a haiku.
That's been my brain for most of this run. Y'all talking about
What,
print screen lag and then lamp boosts and
I didn't even get to use that.
and a trick called Big Ugly and stuff. I'm like, okay. I'm just along for the ride at this point,
This is another fight that's kind of technical, so what we're going to be doing is actually a bit of a cycle skip in the attacks that this enemy uses. So this enemy will always do a spin attack and then these overhead hammer attacks. What we're going to do is, in order to damage this enemy, he basically ends up damaging himself by attacking this siege tower of explosives. So we want to make sure we're going to bait out 2 of these overhead hammer attacks, make sure that the second 2 hit the siege tower, and if the spin attack is what destroys the siege tower, the game remembers that it's doing the spin attack going into the second phase and skips that really long animation.
Yeah, and I'm also going to do something here that is probably going to make like every casual player upset, and you can drink the cauldron at the checkpoint through the wall if it's your first time doing the boss. Most of the time it deloads as soon as you start the fight, but for whatever reason on the first time through you can drink it through the wall. It's amazing, and it makes the fight a lot easier. This is also a god spot. You can just stand here and never take damage from this phase. It's great, because normally that segment's pretty hard, or at least I think it's hard. The 2 more hammer attacks. So you can see that the spinning attack didn't happen. It normally happens at the start of each phase. Yeah, the shockwave thing too.
You're standing still. It's so dumb.
You can do a little more if you want. Yeah, the physical hitbox of the hammer does deal damage, so I actually do have to pay attention. So it's not just as free as like stand still and you never die. There's also a bunch of enemies here who will rack up damage if I'm not careful, but I can manipulate the boss into killing them as well. Yeah, same sort of manipulation there. I get the spin to be the last thing that destroys the siege tower, which moves us on into the next phase, and we won't see it in the next wave. However, because it's the last phase, I'm just gonna not worry. And when you do the cycle setup, you actually bait out 2 extra hammer attacks, because seeing 2 hammer attacks is actually faster than that spinning attack. But I don't need to do that anymore because it'll be the last phase. So there's not too much more to this other than just normal gameplay. So this would be another good time for maybe 2 or 3 donations.
Definitely. I want to say thank you to everyone who's donating to the donation team. It's making me so happy. For example, we have a donation from Boots42 with $5.31. Oh, that's the Final Fantasy train. Oh yeah, and then they say choo choo. Hi, donation team. Thank you so much for that one. And we have $5 from the Comfy Panda, who says, hi, donation readers. You're looking especially cute today. Thanks for doing a great job. We also have $5 from Talking Piano Trapped in a Marble, who says, help, I'm a piano and I'm trapped inside this marble. I feel like this is not going to help clear up the confusion around whether or not I'm a piano. Do you have time for a few more?
Probably not. So we're going into the next level now, so there's going to be some movement coming up here. This is, CorundumCore, this is your favorite level, right?
Yeah, it basically reminds me of like Sly 2, the Contessa levels and things like that, and that's a very nostalgic game for me, so I love the aesthetic of the cemetery. Plus, it's just extra spooky.
Okay, that chain right there is really hard to hit. You actually, if you don't have enough speed, you just hit the obstacle right there, so that's a nice little setup. But yeah. Oh, I thought about what we could do instead of the gramophone.
What's that?
There's an Easter egg at the start of this level that'll show instead.
Oh, that's true.
I don't actually know if a lot of people know about that, so I'll show that as a treat instead of one of the dancing gramophones, because it is music and dance related, so.
All right, so right now what we're doing is gramophone skip. Or not gramophone, grimoire. You got my brain stuck on it. So grimoire skip, we're supposed to collect 3 grimoires, which Jax was actually asking me what a grimoire is earlier. It's a textbook of magic, basically. We only collect 1, and then we attack this gate, and we get to go through instead of collecting the 3 that we were supposed to.
Yeah, I'm not sure why that's a thing. I assume it's some sort of like developer testing thing, so they could move through the game a little faster. But I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be a dev thing because I don't know how that would get into the game on accident.
Whoa,
Nice.
man, dude, every time.
Yeah. So just as kind of a reminder, whenever I open up the menu during that, it's to stack extra speed than what I would normally get from a lamp boost, and that lets us skip like a huge section of platforming. There's a big tower you have to climb up, and you do like this big leap of faith that's really spooky. But we can just bypass all of that. I have to be very careful with the angle I take there, because if I angle improperly, or I don't orb cancel properly, I can actually just bounce off invisible walls and ping pong into a pit and die. It sounds, yeah.
I love that every game that has, you know, some form of bullet time or like slowdown mechanic, it is just like busted for the speed run in one way or another.
Yeah. It's great too, because it's not busted in a way that makes the game unstable.
Yes.
This game has never crashed on me, even casually. Like,
That's awesome.
It's a very well put together game, and we'll mention this at the end as well. This was pretty much all put together as a solo effort with help from some external teammates as well. So the fact that like this game is as good as it is,
that is awesome.
with such a small team is just shocking to me.
What engine
personally.
is it running on?
Unreal 4.
Unreal. Wow. Okay.
Which, as someone who is in the field of game development personally, I'm studying for it, so I'm not quite out there yet. I've messed with Unreal Engine 4. It is not easy to work in. It is not as intuitive. I'm a little biased because, you know, I'm still learning, but, you know, it's very impressive to me as a student of the field.
For sure.
All right, so we're coming out of this sort of gargoyle section, and we're going to be going into a rather recent find for the category, which is a no out-of-bounds version of Grave Skip. So I'm going to let Ruby take over here and explain this because it's rather difficult.
Yeah, basically, so what we're supposed to do here is destroy 16 gravestones and do another mini jack section. Instead, what we're going to be doing is getting on top of the gate. It's a little bit more difficult than you would think because the hitbox or the collision for the gate is much larger than the visuals at the gate itself. So we need to get on top of this tree, jump around there. First try, which is incredible. We have to get on top of these fences.
There we go.
And roll over, and you got it. Perfect. Wow. Oh, you were so close to missing that.
Right.
There we go.
I was really worried about that one in practice. So,
yeah.
Like, I don't know if I couldn't tell if Ruby mentioned it because I was kind of in the zone there. Trees are really slippery for whatever reason. So anytime you have to do platforming on a tree, that is okay. That's hype.
Wow.
So that is
That's really
unbuffered.
hype.
That is an unbuffered orb boost, and the reason I have to do that unbuffered is, and you're laughing, but like the game will close your menu automatically when you go on those tight roll walking sections. So I actually have to, if I want to orb boost off of it, I have to time it legitimately.
Yeah, I was laughing because it was so cool. Yeah.
It's really hard. And
really hype menu lamp boost here.
Yeah, let's see it.
I might give this a couple of tries if this doesn't work.
For sure.
Nope, it worked. I'm sick. Yeah, see what I mean? If you don't hold the right angle, you die. If you don't hold the right angle, you just die.
Yeah, so you can't hold the angle when you're actually doing the menu lamp boost, but as soon as you get out of it, you have to start holding a direction and also angling the camera, or else you'll just fly off into the abyss.
Give this a couple more tries. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit until you can see how fast we're going, even in slow down. There we go. Nice.
Perfect.
Nice, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
And now this is a really, really cool skip that we're doing here. This is a non-linear section where we're supposed to collect idols of the 7 deadly sins. You collect the first 6 in any order that you want, and it opens up the 7th, which is the idol of gluttony, and that's the boss fight. But we can actually get to the top of this church here and do a lamp boost to land in the boss fight trigger. So we're gonna do a couple attempts of this, potentially.
I'm gonna go for it until it works. Oh, I got normal speed, so I don't have to do a really scary backup.
Nice. All right, perfect.
Wow. So that was first try.
Yeah, that was
First try.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So a thing about this fight, it's pretty standard, basically like a lot of the other fights, almost like a Zelda boss. You have 3 different phases. You can actually skip 2 of the sub phases though, and we're not entirely sure how that happens. So if you're a glitch hunter that's looking for a new game, definitely check this one out. But Jax was actually able to get one of these in practice yesterday. So if we get any of those cycle skips, I'm donating $100 per. So the potential for $200.
It's only ever been to win twice, so.
Yeah, it's only happened twice, so.
Oh, you got it! No, wait, do you get it?
No! I got it! Yeah, I got it!
What?
So, you see, I go right back into the phase.
Oh my
That's literally the best time ever.
That is the third time I've
ever been done.
I didn't get the second one, but I think we're on a record pace. That saved like 30 seconds.
Let's go,
Oh
dude.
my god. I'm sorry if I just like blew out the headphones of like everyone at home. That is only,
and
like I said,
everyone on tech. I'm so sorry.
That's only ever been done 3 times. That one right there, once by Extra, who was the one who discovered it, and me a couple of days ago in practice, going for it as a meme. Because we didn't even know if it was replicable, because Extra wasn't able to get it on video. But yeah,
Oh, now it's on video. Now it's on video.
Oh my god.
Somebody clip
the
that.
other one too, but yeah. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. Yeah, this is
Clip
like
it and ship it, dude.
Christmas run.
I could not be happier to have my wallet be $100 later. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, there's the Idol of Gluttony there. Again, because the game normally expects you to go get the other 6 and do that one last, that's the thing that the game uses as a check to determine whether you can go to the end of the level. So you can just talk to this friend and hit into this portal and it takes us to the last level. All right.
Well, oh, we're on the last level.
We are on the last level. It's not, like, which sounds kind of ridiculous, but this is a pretty long level and very, very difficult. This is the north.
I believe it.
Yeah, so we're gonna do something called a reverse lamp boost here. Ruby, take the wheel.
Yep, so you might have noticed that anytime we were doing a lamp boost before, we had the pillar of the lamp on the left side, because that's because generally whenever you get the momentum from a lamp boost, it's going to send you forward if you have the pillar on the left side. Whenever you have the pillar on the right side, that's called a reverse lamp boost. They're really difficult to get. We're gonna do a couple tries on this one.
Best of luck.
Really hard to line up.
Yeah, you can tell by the setup for it.
Might work. Let's go!
First
No
try.
way! No way!
Let's go!
And can I get the
All the way downtown?
all the way downtown,
Let's go!
baby! That's how we do it in Rochester, New York. Let's freaking go! So I'm not out of the woods yet. I gotta make sure I get the checkpoint. Otherwise, I have to do all that over again. I hit it. Cool. And I got an orb boost into it. All right. Santa 1 skip. Not out of the woods yet. So that's more hard stuff.
Yep, so Santa 1 skips a series of menu jumps that's really difficult. So we're gonna do a menu lamp boost to kind of jump over a U-bend in the level. We're gonna take a couple tries on this because it saves about a minute and a half.
Oh yeah.
This will look really cool when I hit it, I promise.
I believe you. I mean, anything you say right now, I'm like, yeah.
And for hitting the reverse first try, I'll take this in as many tries as I need to. I think I've earned it a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Even if we only get the half skip, it'll be perfect.
Come on.
Come on, come on. Yes?
Yes!
There we go.
Yes!
And the full skip too.
Wow.
That was an orb cancel to cancel the momentum.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably my favorite menu lamp boost.
All right. And now we're in a boat section. So after all of that extreme hype, let's kind of chill it out with some awesome donation reads.
Yeah, go for it.
Absolutely. That was super fun. We have another $50 from Luke Force, who donated earlier, and they say, even though there's no gramophone, it's okay. This run had me jacked out of my gourd. Glad you're running on the latest patch. Ivy, been having such a great time. Aren't you glad these pumpkins are almost over? Let's squash cancer.
Okay.
No, I'm not glad. I want more of the puns.
That was
More
good.
pun
That was
donations,
good.
please.
I kind of bring the hater energy to some of these puns. That was good. That was good. I get my approval.
Do you mind if I interrupt you just real quick? Because that donation actually brought up kind of an interesting point with playing on current patch. So, like we kind of mentioned, this game like uses What? Wait, what?
Playing on current patch. This was funny because it was a pun.
Well, yeah, we are, but that's like kind of like we were talking a little bit about the accessibility of the run. The developer of this game is actually like in really close contact with the speedrunning community. Our speedrunning Discord is actually just like the official Pumpkin Jack Discord with some like an extra channel in there for us to discuss strats and stuff. It's actually really cool, and it's helped us get a lot of new runners as well from the casual community. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the dev actually helped us try and find the phase skip for Gluttony a couple times.
Yeah, we were talking earlier
love
today,
to see it.
and it was like, hey, try this, and I'm like, I'll give that a shot. Because like it's really like, and as well, like with such a small dev team, someone taking their time to program in a speedrun timer is such a huge deal. Oh my god.
Oh, you're getting everything this run. That is a really difficult lamp boost to do, and we're coming up on that reverse, the second reverse that's going to be over the gramophone section. So we're going to take an intentional death here to deload the enemies that are behind us. I'm still just in awe of you getting all of these tricks in this run. Okay, so we're going over the gramophone section. This might take a try or two, but we're gonna look for it because it's really cool. Okay, that's why reverse is so difficult, because it will send you in reverse if you're not perfectly lined up.
I see.
I have a visual cue I use for this one, so I'm gonna give it a couple of tries just because it is so sick. There we go. I'm gonna play it safe.
Yeah.
You can do a bunny hop off of that rock and it looks really sick, but it's a little bit safer to go straight into the portal right there. All right, cool.
This seems like one of those speed games where like you could always do it like a little bit better. You know what I mean? It seems like it has that skill ceiling where like, man, if I just timed that jump like a frame faster, I could have. Yeah.
Or my orb boost was just a little bit better here. Yeah, that's what makes it such an amazing and like juicy speed game to bite into.
That's what I look for in my speed games, you know, this is kind of like paraphrasing, I assume, but does this game have like a wave dash? You know what I mean? Does it have like an infinitely like exploitable mechanic that I can like never be perfect at or something like that? You know what I mean? It's really cool.
And it's cool too because, you know, with that, the skill ceiling of the game is very, very high. So there's a lot you can get out of this game as a speedrun. But the skill floor, it's actually relatively low. Although I wouldn't recommend starting with New Game Plus and orb boosting because it can be difficult, and especially if you play on mouse and keyboard like I do, it can be a little hand intensive sometimes if you don't use proper technique. But like, you know, like you can do a lot of like some of these cool strats in just like the new game run, and it's just a really fun run to get yourself, and the rolling movement also just feels good, you know? It's great. All right, so one more menu lamp boost for the culture. This one doesn't really save all that much time, but it looks funny because you boink boink and you land on the hill. And then we got Santa 2 skip. Go ahead, Ruby.
Yep, so we're basically skipping the Santa 2 fight. Yes, we fight Santa because remember, we are the villains here. So this is a family-friendly run. We're not killing Santa. And we are on our way to the final boss. We just have another one of these auto-scrollery sections. These are necessary because the level is so large that the developer actually had to split this level up into multiple sections. But this is going to be another great time for donations and probably one of the last times that we're going to get.
All right, I'll try to get as many of them in as I can. We have $50 from Adam, who says, great run, $500 if Jaxler gets world record. Good luck.
Honestly, we are on pace. I'm not like, seriously. So if
there's a chance.
I may have to excuse myself a couple moments after we call time if like it's a really, really good time. But yeah, back to you, sorry.
All good. We have $25 from TVG, who says, Type 1 Diabetics Unite. Rock that Novolog and rock this run.
Thank you.
And we have $10 from Colin Ray, who says, I'm a diabetic too. It's inspirational to see other diabetics speedrunning. Good luck with the rest of the run.
Thank you so much, and hang in there. You can do it. You know, I know that's a little sappy to say, but especially with Type 1, it is a long and winding road. If I can do it, you can do it.
I don't think that's sappy at all. That warms my heart, bro.
I don't know. Those are just the things I wish I had another Type 1 say to me. So I figure I'd share the love.
Love you, Jax.
But now we're going into the final boss. I'm going to throw it over to Ruby for this last bit here for the explanation on the fight.
Yep, so this fight happens in 3 sections. All 3 sections are the same except for the platform that we're standing on is going to get smaller and smaller. So we start with those downward strikes that can actually be stacked on top of each other and deal a lot of damage quickly. Then we've got these tornadoes that we're standing at a specific spot so that we don't get hit by them. And here's the part that's going to make you really mad if you've played this game casually, these shockwave sections. Because remember, if we stand still, we don't get hit by them. These deal about an eighth of your health bar every single time you get hit by one. So the fact that you can just not move and it's like a T-Rex, if you're not moving it doesn't see you, is really frustrating when you're like me and you took like 20 tries to finish this final boss.
Yeah, like with the other bosses, we have like a damage cap, so like it's not a mash fest or anything like that. Like I just like clicking fast because it makes me feel like I'm a better speedrunner than I actually am. But you know, that's how it is.
Casually about to get world record by 2 minutes and still saying that he's not a good speedrunner. Classic Jax.
Oh, it's on pace.
It's on pace.
Okay, I thought when you're saying like it's like you're like this is on pretty good pace. I'm thinking like okay, maybe we might be seeing like a PB by like a 10-20 seconds. We're on pace.
I mean, that's what I was expecting going into this. Is like I could be close by a couple of seconds, but
with all the new tech and stuff, yeah.
I've had very few things go wrong, like abysmally wrong. So I'm very excited to see what this will end up being.
I saw in chat somebody mentioning that world record is 47:16. The world record currently for a couple more minutes is 47:06. It just hasn't been verified on the leaderboard just yet. But that's about to get beaten. Yeah, and it was yesterday too. But yeah,
the timer that we're looking at is the timer in the top left. By the way, not the RTA timer.
It's not RTA. Yeah. So we're going by IGT, and even in IGT, we're still like 2 minutes ahead.
Yeah,
that's wild.
This is incredible.
Obviously, like this run could be better, but like holy crap, wow. I'll say it again, but thank you so much, everybody, for being a part of this journey with me. This has been so much fun. We're coming up on time relatively soon, so timing for this game is going to end on final hit. We have 4 more of these conduits that we got to break through, and then we do the last few hits to the boss. Time ends as soon as we see that black fade out, so it's going to be pretty instantly as soon as I get that last hit. So get ready on time.
No way. Get ready on time, no way.
Oh, time.
You're a god.
More like Pumpkin Jaxler. Pumpkin Jaxler.
World record by nearly 3 minutes. Are you kidding me, dude?
That is so ridiculous to me. That is so ridiculous. Pumpkin MF Jaxler.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Okay. GG's. Oh my gosh.
I love you, buddy.
Thank you.
But yeah, dude. GG.
Oh, okay.
I'm just spamming Pumpkin Jaxler in the chat right now. That's all I'm doing.
Thank you all for the energy and the hype and the ridiculous donation train. This has been an absolute blast and an absolute honor to be able to. Now I can say I got a world record on GDQ, which is pretty
Very
incredible.
few people can say that. Very few.
Wow. So yeah, we did it. We beat the wizard, and I just got. Wow, I just broke several. Okay. Well, that's the end of the road, folks, unfortunately. I'm going to skip over the last cutscene to the credits here so we can give a little bit of a shout out to the developer of this game. The credits are actually really cool because they show like in development screenshots and how the game changed over its development over several years. Shout outs to Nicholas right here. He is the main brain, the mad lad behind all of this. He worked so hard on this game and again, with such a small team and like budget and all that, like to be able to make a game as incredible as this, it's shocking to me. So I want to make a huge shout out to the developer. If you're interested in like playing this game casually, it's on all platforms, and the IGT and all of like the speedrun tech is completely reproducible on all platforms. So you can be a Switch player, you can be a keyboard and mouse loser like me. It does not matter. Anyone can play this game and do what I do here. If you want to put the time into it. If you want to. Maybe start with not New Game Plus, because I don't want you to hurt your hands. But yeah, I'd like to make a couple of shout-outs before I get kicked off of here. First of all, shout-outs to Brian and Ruby for being amazing co-commentators. That was incredible, and I could not have done this without you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, yeah,
of course.
This is my solo couch appearance for this GDQ, and I don't know. I'm just really happy to be here. And Ruby, you absolutely killed it. By the way, on the commentary the whole time, it was so good.
Thanks
it was so good.
Yeah, hard carry. No, thank you for being the audience surrogate. Shout outs to Speedruns Rochester, our local speedrunning community that Jax and I are both moderators for. And don't forget to do the Easter egg because you got world record. You got to do it.
Right. Yeah,
I mean, and you're underestimate by 20 some minutes, so you got a little bit of time to work with here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so in Cemetery, if you go backwards from the start, there's a collectible here, and you got some friends jamming out on the keys. And it plays an awesome little song, and it makes me smile.
Shout out to the whole Pumpkin Jack community.
Yeah. They're all in Discord right now, who've been
probably doing something like that those little characters are doing there. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. They're right. I'd like to give a couple of specific shout-outs. I already shouted out the developer. I'd like to shout out Britt. Britt is a friend of mine, originally from the SpongeBob speedrunning community, who introduced me to this game. And if it weren't for him, and him running it like day one and pioneering stuff, I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now doing this for you folks. So huge shout-outs to Britt. I love you, homie. Hope you have a good night's rest, because a lot of my European friends are staying up late for this. Additionally, I'd like to, again, shout out Extro. Extro is like the main brain behind a lot of the more technical sequence breaks and glitches that you saw in this run, and he's a great friend of mine and has been offering me a lot of constructive criticism on my runs and stuff, and I'm just very appreciative. That's an inside joke.
You had to do it.
But I had to do it. But yeah, that's pretty much all the time I've got. Holy crap, that was amazing. Thank you all so much for your crazy generous donations. That was just an overwhelming amount of support, and I'm greatly appreciative. I guess last thing, if you're interested in checking out more of what I do, such as runs of this game and a bunch of other, as someone mentioned in the donation, random nonsense that no one's ever heard of before, I stream my speedruns at twitch.tv/Jaxler1, and if you want the occasional love and retweet, you can find me at JaxlerSR on Twitter as well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I think we got a Hitman run coming up next. Thank you all so much. Oh, and I guess lastly, thank you, Char Buddy, for being a great host. You rock.
Well, thank you for having me. This was an incredible run, and congratulations again on that world record.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Stay safe out there, and have a great rest of AGDQ. Take it easy, folks.
Jaxler.
Pumpkin Jack.
Fleur.
Wow, that run was incredible. Chat, please, one more round of applause for Pumpkin Jack run by Jaxler. And thank you so much for all of the support that came through during that run. I cannot possibly read all of them on air, but know that we're seeing your donations and we appreciate them. For example, we have a $5 donation from XX Dark Monkey XX who says, have to donate for the Spider-Man warrior, Jaxler. I think he's earned a new title. I like Pumpkin Jaxler. I think that's a great one. We also have $100 from Justin Boft, who says, seems worth a 100 for the phase skip. I agree. The amount of velocity the runner gets to in that run is just absolutely insane. So much fun to watch. And we have $5 from Brett, who says, a haiku for the donation and behind the scenes teams. In the icy cold, you work tirelessly for us. Your efforts like warm spring. Thanks everyone, including runners and commentators and hosts. Let's say a $5 hype train going for the behind the scenes teams. I would love a $5 hype train. I think that sounds like a great idea. We also have $25 from Anonymous, who says, this comment is being read by a piano. Also, thanks, donation team. Chat, I'm not a piano, I promise. I don't know what else I need to say. All right, so I know Jaxler said he gotten all the collectibles in his run, but what about the collectibles for this very event? Let's head over to Sent to see what incredible prizes he has in store.
And well, welcome to my home. This is the first time we've. Oh, I'm getting word that I need to hold on, so I will. All right, it sounds like maybe we can hear me now. It would not be a Sent Prize segment if there weren't audio troubles. I incite them. I feel like it has to do with proximity to Spike Vegeta. Don't worry too much about it, but welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick Online 2022. My name is Sent. I am here, of course, to show you all of the wonderful prizes that you can win by donating throughout the marathon. And for those of you who haven't seen it before, welcome to my home, or well, my mother's living room at the very least. It's still a really fun place, though. We'll be coming here every night to talk about some prizes and maybe meet some friends from my past and GDQ's past as well. You know, I was going to get started, but I feel like there's something maybe slightly off here. It's been so long since I've turned this lamp on. But just for you, Twitch chat, we have the lamp. Anyway, let's talk about some of the amazing prizes that you all can still win. Now, the prizes I'm going to be talking about right now are available until the end of Hitman, so you only have until the end of the Hitman run. If you haven't already gotten your donations in, please do so. I'm going to tell you right now, $100 singular minimum donation. I'm going to get you entered into everything I'm about to talk about, including the absolutely amazing hand-painted PS5. Huge shout outs to Fenji for sending that to us. You can check out some great pictures of it and all of the prizes I'm going to talk about by heading over to gamesdonequick.com if you're not already there and clicking on the prizes tab. It should be somewhere in the general vicinity of my finger. I'm not actually sure how directions work. That's on brand for Sent. Let's talk about some prizes. Sorry, Oscar. So from E. Watson, we have this absolutely adorable The World Ends With You Neo pin. World Ends With You, super great JRPG on the DS. They put out a sequel on the Switch. It's really cool. This pin, absolutely amazing. Hold it up to the camera a little bit so you can take a look at the quality of it. Shine it in the light so that you can see it is solid metal. It's only a $5 minimum donation. You got to get those donations in before the end of Hitman, so make sure to do so. From Fangamer and Moon Studios, we have a pair of singular plush prizes here. We've, of course, got Ori from Ori and the Blind Forest, Will of the Wisps fame, and a baby Ku plush. Both of them are adorable. Both of them are so soft. Both of them are just so well made and detailed. Huge shout outs to Fangamer and Moon Studios for sending them out to us. They are both $10 donations individually. You could win one, you could win the other. You could theoretically win both with a single $10 donation. So don't wait. Get those donations in. Now, for a $10 minimum donation, we have something a little bit special from our very own Ogden Drucker, also known as Richard the Cameraman. We have a lovely Ori and the Blind Forest 2018 All Skills Tournament commemorative coin. It's a limited run, one of 100 and something. I'm not actually sure of the exact number, but the only people who have these coins are the people who participated in the tournament, as well as the developers of the Ori series. You could have one too, however, for a $10 minimum donation. And thank you so much again for donating that, Richard. Would you like to wave to the camera? Oh, right. You're not in my house, are you? That makes perfect sense. Be kind of weird if you were. Don't worry. Wave to the camera at home, Richard. We still love you. Thank you so much. From Making It Nerdy, we have this absolutely beautiful Kirby string art piece. I love what Making It Nerdy can do with just nails and string. I know it's probably a little hard to see on camera right now, but that's all this is, right? This is just a bunch of nails outlining Kirby. I'll put it in the light here so you can all see the nails shining. And then between those nails are interwoven pieces of pink and magenta and white and black string to form the shape of Kirby. It is such a cool, unique style. It is such a cool, unique piece. $25 minimum donation. It could be yours. Make sure to get those donations in. Now, from our friend KP right here, floating in midair, you can see a lovely oil on canvas painting of Ori and the Blind Forest. This is also a $25 minimum donation. And while unfortunately I don't have it here physically to show you, I wanted to make sure you at least saw a picture of it. You can see a larger picture of it over on gamesdonequick.com. Check out the prizes. It's so cool. How could you not love a one-of-a-kind oil on canvas painting of Ori? You can't. That's the secret. $25 minimum donation before the end of Hitman. Get you entered to win it. You know you want it. Come on, get on it. From our friends over at Cute Monster Props and Storyteller Cosplay, we have this absolutely amazing Ori statue. I showed it off at the studio a little bit earlier. It's a little bit fragile. Didn't want to bring it home. Didn't want to worry about getting it in front of a camera here, but there's a lovely glamour shot of it, courtesy of Cute Monster Props. It looks so amazing. There's so much detail in Ori, as well as the log they're standing on. There's little bits of moss growing out of it. You can see the log is emerging from the water below, where there's some moss and some ripples in the waves. It's an absolutely incredible piece. $25 minimum donation. And as a fun bonus, Ori does indeed glow under a black light, because putting things under a black light, I guess, has become my new part-time hobby. There are so many amazing prizes available right now, and most of them are closing with this upcoming Hitman run. Prizes like a lovely Nintendo controller bag from Corky Lund. It's this awesome, I think it's a 16 by 10 duffel bag with a bunch of different controller prints on the front. You can head over to gamesdonequick.com. You can see a great picture of it. So please make sure to get those donations in, because they're going directly to an amazing cause. The Prevent Cancer Foundation doing so much work in terms of research and prevention and early detection of cancer. Now, before I go, we do have to talk about a pair of grand prizes that we have, because they are so cool. From our friends over at Heroic Replicas, we have a fantastic trio of replicas with a Zelda theme to them. So first off, we have a Dark Link style Master Sword. It's got, a black hilt and kind of like a silver pommel on it, and gems inlaid in it. It looks great. We have it back at the studio. Make sure to check it out there, or head over to gamesdonequick.com. Check out a great picture of it. A Hylian shield. It's just a beautiful shield with all kinds of lovely accents on it. It defended against a squeaky hammer successfully, so I can at least attest to that amount of stability. But it's got a hefty weight to it. It's about 15 pounds, I think. And it is solid build quality. You got to check out a picture of it. And new to this event, a megaton hammer. This thing weighs 30 pounds. It is solid metal. It is the hammer of your dreams, and you could have it with a $250 cumulative donation throughout the event. Also, for a $250 cumulative donation throughout the event, we have an amazing gaming PC from Skytech Gaming. It's got a 3070 Ti in it. That's really all you need to know, but you can head over to gamesdonequick.com and check out the full list of specs on that PC for sure. It is definitely a solid gaming rig. You don't want to miss it. Again, $250 cumulative for both of our grand prizes. That means, hey, if you donate at least $100, you're going to get entered into everything I talked about right now, and you're going to be almost halfway there to getting in for grand prizes. So, I mean, come on. What's to lose? It's for a great cause. Anyway, you definitely don't want to go anywhere. Hitman is a series that is just so broken and so silly in a speedrun context. You are definitely going to want to stay up and catch it and all of the other amazing runs coming up later tonight at Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online.
There are so many incredible prizes every single time we go to a prize segment. I don't know how there's more of them each time. They must have just like an infinite Santa sack of presents they keep pulling things out of. It's incredible. Well, chat, I want to say thank you one more time for your generosity. It's been an honor getting to read all of your very creative donations over the last few days. We're about to head to a short break, but don't go anywhere because we have a ton more speedrunning action coming up on the other side. Your next host, Prolix, will guide you through incredible speedruns of Hitman, Codename 47, Serious Sam 4, and more. Thanks everyone, and stay tuned for more awesome and quick speedrunning action.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Awesome Games Done Quick 2022 online, powered by Twitch. I am your host, Prolix, and as usual, it is my absolute pleasure to be here with you all. Thank you so much for tuning in. Up next, of course, we have a run of Hitman Codename 47. It'll be all missions ran by Valdemarca. Following that, it's on your screen right now. You'll see Serious Sam 4 by Tezuro. That is all levels. Let's see. Wait a minute. All missions, all levels. I'm noticing a pattern here. Okay, how about after that? Marathon 2 Durandal. That's by TBCR. Is that all anything? No, just kindergarten. Okay. Too bad that's not an all grades run. That would have been good. Oh well. Let's see. And even later in the schedule, Beast Wars Transformers by Aeolus. Just the Predacon campaign, not all campaigns. Oh well. Okay. Well, we have a little bit of streak here, so I'm going to call this the all block. We with Hitman all missions and then Serious Sam 4 all levels. There you go. Little mini block for you. As your host, something I'll be doing here is reading your donation comments, when you go over to our website and donate to our wonderful charity, the Prevent Cancer Foundation. You'll have a chance to leave a comment, and it may be read on air. No guarantee that I can get around to all of them,